Before continuing to talk about the fracturing, I want to spend more time about the packed object and on the element, how to prepare the element for create the simulation. In this example here, we have the platonic, and also we have the file. With the file you can also save and automatically, and you can choose, for example, the packed disk primitives in this way, for example, like loads. And then you can copy on the mountain display, and here we have the copy. And the copy, here we have the assemble, and I can uncheck the connective inside each. I create only the packed object, and here I have another packed object. You can use it, but it's not for now. Here we have the geometry collision. The geometry collision, I create the static and I merge here. This is another way for create, for example, the simulation for elements. Maybe we can talk about also that with another example. And here we have our geometry is packed also with the switch for another with the out, but you can use only this, it's okay. And now we can see how it's working. More important, this element needed to convert it, okay? Because here is convert, but usually sometimes you need to create the convert your geometry to the Utah, because Utah here is not the geometry like it's not a polygons, it's not have the mesh, it's polygon, but also you need to convert if you want and face it, but maybe we can talk also this now. Here we can come back here and we can start with the simulation. Simulation is very easy. Also, you see our geometry here is, we can check. The show grid is concave. Concave is take more time for simulation, but is more accurate simulation. And so you can see it's like it's working very well. In some case, maybe you need to working on this element, okay, because maybe this element is not perfect for working on this simulation. And one way for create also for the teapot, it's working with the VDB and is create the VDB. For creating the VDB, we need to create, for example, I can close and create more room here. I can create the proxy element, okay? For create that proxy element, here I can convert, for example, to polygon. I can apply the facet. It's the first things we can do it. The fuse is help me for create the fuse with the points, is close my geometry without problem. Also, maybe we can apply the transform. Maybe it's the good way. I don't know why it's and I can rotate that. I can delete and separate this element. Why I can't delete and separate this element? Because here, if I create the VDB like we do, VDB from polygon, and we just here, you see you have your system by voxel, okay? And my voxel, if I create 0.2, for example, 0.5, it's more small, but it's not more accurate. 1 is more accurate 0.01, but in this case here, he delete is not considered my part of my teapot. So I need to consider also this element. For considering this element, also you can try to fill interior, can try to don't have the fill interior, etc. But for considerate also this part, you need to split this part in more elements. So for split we can create more room because we don't, okay. We can go here and we can start, for example, we select this element with Shift G. You can grow in your elements and you can delete this, for example. You can just delete, press del or canch from your keyboard, and you can say is delete not selected. So it's take only this part. I can come here and I can select this element here, this polygon, Shift G and grow in. My selection going a little bit. Okay. And I can cancel. I can connect this here and it's delete not selected. And I can go on with also the other elements with the body. And now when we finish to create the all element is separate all elements, we can close this element and we can also use the fuse. For example, we can use another fuse here, can connect it. We can use the fuse for connected the whole element, and then we can use the poly fill for close this element here. Also here we can use single polygons without problem. And also we can apply that system for every element. If you want to make sure, you can keep also the remove, you can have the distance is very small here, it's okay. Now I can go to create the VDB from polygon. And we see, for example, here the 0.1, it's perfect, and so on. Also for that, and also for that. Okay, you can convert this element, but before to convert this element in the geometry, we need to connect this element together. So for example, that element with that element, and we can connect these two VDB from polygons. For connect with the VDB combine, we can combine that with that, okay? And here you don't see nothing because we need to union SDF. SDF, it's in this case, is this kind of representation. You can connect it, and so we can now connect this element with this element. And then we can connect this element with this element. So, and now we can convert VDB. You can see here now we can convert with polygons. We have our mesh, okay? Our mesh in this case it's a few more polygons, so we can reduce with poly reduce. It's very another cool features. We can use it, and we can, for example, 50%. You see, there is out the polygon counts 1000, or you can use by default. And also you can now convert, you can try to convert again for have the good quads. And also we can use the fuse here in the middle, and we have this situation. Obviously here it's very good, but there is a lot of points, because here with this value it's too much. You can reduce a little bit, for example 25. And you see what's happened. And here, okay, it's much better now. There is one way for have the good solution, good mesh. You can use also the null object here, and we can call that, for example, out proxy tbot. Now you can use that, for example, inside here. So we can just connect it, we can take, and we can connect it here. Okay, also we can create a big group here, and we can close that. Also, if you want, you can also create the random, and for create the random you can use the attribute random here, and with the p-scale, and you can use every time we used before for create the variation. Okay, this is the good example. We can use that here. Okay, is that. And here we can go here, and you can see how it's working. It's working very well also when it's a simulation. Okay, this is so when we work with some geometry, we need to create a proxy, and when we work with another kind, maybe we don't need the proxy. With the VDB we can use that techniques. Maybe it's too much long, but it's good, because you can working very well for create your system.